are some experiences you'll have when you start decreeing? Watching this video, you'll learn about some of ours.
Okay, huh? So you get your decrees,
Yes.
and in many cases, people just start with the violet flame decree. And one of the first things I know in the past, the way this worked was the Ascended Master would normally guide me to give someone the violet flame decree. And it was the same violet flame decree. The honor of being a violet fire and purity God desires, right? That one.
Right.
And they would say it for a certain number of days, and then they would just communicate with us as to what they're experiencing. You know, and when that time frame was up, then they would decide whether or not they want to continue on the journey. It's a little different now the way it's being handled, but that's the way it used to be.
Right.
It seemed to be like a probationary period kind of thing, right? Do you recall any of the experiences people talked about back then?
A lot of them were mostly dreams. They would start to have more vivid dreams.
Okay.
And a lot of their dreams had messages for them, guidance for them.
And normally when you start saying decrees and you start to have dreams, well, people always have dreams. They have dreams every night.
Right, but these were ones that they were remembering and were able to convey. Well, there was this really vivid dream.
No, that's what I was going to say, that once you start saying the decrees, they help you remember the dreams.
Yes.
It's not that all of a sudden remember them, but reception has become clearer, so you start to remember dreams,
Right.
especially the ones that mean something for you at that time. Okay, so
We've had individuals who have gotten back to us and said that they have more energy daily.
that's a common one,
That's
right?
very common, that they have more energy.
Now, why is that? Why do you think that is?
Because the decrees help raise your frequency and give you energy.
And the biggest one is the violet flame decree, because it's clearing out negativity, all the negative energy, negative frequencies that are affecting somebody. So of course you'll feel more energetic.
Right.
Going back to feeling energetic, I know a common one that we also get is where, and I always laugh when we get this one, people say that they were up all night or hours cleaning. All of a sudden they felt like cleaning.
Yes.
I mean, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes, one of the effects of the decreeing is that you want to organize and clean everything. You just want everything to be tidy. You no longer like having any kind of what I call clutter or disorganized areas around. So people just all of a sudden feel like, I need to just keep all of this clean, organized. People have said that they went through and took stuff to like Goodwill or Salvation Army, places like that, because they just felt they had to get rid of things.
Now, how do you explain that? Why would they feel that way?
Because of the flow of energy. And when you have something that's cluttered, it's blocking a flow of energy. Especially in your home, they call it, what is it called? Feng Shui, where it's like flow of energy in a room. Well, it's the same thing with us. If there's clutter around us, then it's going to block some of that frequency. So we clean it up so everything is smooth and clear.
You have such philosophical answers.
Oh,
Because
okay.
that's all nice and good, but the biggest reason is the violet flame again. What does the violet flame do?
It cleans.
It cleanses, right. So then the violet flame wants everything clean. So of course, your mighty and present then says, okay, you're invoking the violet flame, you clean, right? We're not going to move this from here. You're going to do that physically, but it's time to clean up everything.
I know for me, around the time we got married, I had a lot of clothing that I held on to for years. And as we started decreeing more and more together, I finally started getting rid of clothes. And my husband said, it's about time you got rid of that. I've been waiting for you to get rid of those clothes. They've been hanging around and you just keep them there and there's no reason for them, you don't wear them. I'm like, yes, well, I felt like I should just get rid of them now. So again, it goes back to the decrees and what they do.
Yeah, so then we've had examples or stories of individuals seeing little people.
Yes.
Well,
Seeing little
talk about that a
people
little bit?
or even hearing people or someone talk to them.
No, seeing little people. let's stick with that one.
Okay.
So what was that about?
A gentleman was gardening and he saw what he described as a gnome just taking care of the plants
But he didn't
out of the corner of his
call
eye.
it a gnome.
He didn't call it a gnome, but he described it. He said, you know, like that gnome you see in the commercials, it kind of looks small like that. And so he was seeing the spirits who help with the plants.
Elementals.
Elementals, thank you.
And they're called gnomes.
They're called gnomes.
Right.
Gnomes,
so
fairies.
that commercial is actually based on the actual gnomes that exist. The earth elementals, they're called gnomes. So people can actually start seeing those, or they see the fairies, right, when they're dealing with the flowers.
Right.
So if you start to see that, you're not losing your mind. They're actually real. They're not fairy tales. Anything else?
Yes, well, I was saying, like for instance, our daughter, as she was decreeing, she heard someone clearly say her name and say something else to her. So, and we've had other individuals who've had that kind of experience.
So what was that about? I don't recall that.
That was one of her spirit guides, letting
okay.
her know that he's around her.
Oh, okay.
And then a gentleman we've been working with for over a year or so now, he also said that once he started saying the Violet Flame Decree, just the Violet Flame Decree, he started hearing things and getting more knowing or intuition with things that he should do. It's like he just, all of a sudden his reception cleared up and he just got information immediately for things.
And again, the Violet Flame and all decrees, clear reception. So
Right.
that's a common one where people become more aware of the messages and guidance that they're getting. You know, and that's the term that we use. The reception becomes clear.
Right.
I know that we've had individuals that have seen, for example, Archangel Michael. All
Right.
of a sudden, you know, they've seen the angels, or they've seen, maybe they've seen them send a master. And some people see them in the skies. You know, they've sent us pictures like, oh, you know, that does look like an angel, that's for sure. You won't imagine that one.
Right.
So things like that, we've had that happen. And then, of course, they've seen improvements in relationships.
Yes.
Some people panic when all of a sudden someone that they were close to is now gone. They just kind of dropped out of their lives with no explanation. And said, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong. Karma's balanced. Time to move on. New
Right.
people are coming into your life. Enjoy the new people. When that happens, you have to clear out the old to bring in the new. So look forward to the new things that are coming, new people, new relationships. There's nothing to be panicked about or nothing to worry about. What else?
Because of all the clearing that's taking place, individuals will just think about someone and then that person will call them or get in touch with them somehow. That's been happening a lot with individuals.
And some people can do that without decreeing.
Right.
It just happens more often once they start decreeing.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
I just want to clarify that, because I know people that can do that and they know nothing about decrees. So, go ahead.
Trying to think of what else has been happening with individuals in decreeing.
Well, we've had, I know that I've had individuals that have contacted us, given us updates about where they could be walking down the street and all of a sudden they feel like they're in a completely different place. But they know they're on the street that they've always walked on. But the buildings look different. Everything looks different. And then after a few minutes, then it's back to the street again, the way it was. The buildings are back to what they used to be. And of course, they get, I don't know if it's scared, maybe startled is a better word. And I go, what was that?
Or confused as to what happened.
Right. And then what just happened? Did I imagine that? No, sometimes you wind up going to a different dimension without you realizing it. Especially if you're walking and decreeing, right? You start to build that frequency up and it's going higher and higher. Next thing you know, boom, you step into a different dimension. You don't know. All of a sudden you're seeing these buildings. You know you're in the same street. You're still in the same area, but it looks different because now you're probably in a different time, what, 1800s, who knows what.
Right.
Right? But it's safe, you're fine. It's just that you experienced it, now you're back out. So people have had that experience too.
And then individuals have said or given us messages that all of a sudden things are just working out. You know, I was concerned about my job and this taking place, and since I've been saying the Violet Flame Decree or whatever decrees are saying, things are just working out and things are getting better. You know, that's happened in many situations.
Yeah. So we tell these folks, always thank God. Or the universe or whatever higher power you believe in, right? Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Krishna, whoever it is, just thank them because they're the ones now. You've invited them into your life by decreeing, and they will gladly be there to help you. All the angels, they're there to help you. So thank them and continue decreeing because you'll continue to have wonderful experiences. Now, will they always be wonderful? In your eyes, they might not be wonderful because sometimes there's that karma you have to balance. You're like, why is this happening? I'm decreeing. Well, that's just a small portion of what you would experience if you didn't decree. Want to make that clear too. So it won't be all bumpy rosy because you might perceive it as it's not a good thing, but it's always a good thing because God knows what's best for us. We just might not look at it that way.
Right.
All right, so we hope those examples help you a little bit.
All right. Be sure to stay tuned and watch for our next video. Remember to subscribe and like this video. Join the Facebook group 190 Vision to connect with others on the same journey. Get help by visiting our website 190vision.com. Support the 190 Vision mission by clicking on the donate button, which is at the bottom of each page of our website.